All right, Shalom. Before we start, we'll give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Achak, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. All right, and before I get started, I want to make a quick point. I did a video. Um, I did a video a couple days ago. It was this video right here. Esau is still holding on to little old America. I did that video, but when you watch it, you know, a brother told me that it's no volume, it's no sound. So I'm gonna redo that Lord willing when I get around to it. But yeah, I just wanted to make that known real quick before we got into the lesson. But yeah, the title of this video is there shall be pestilence and earthquakes and uproars of the people. All right, I may change the title. I don't really like that title, you know. Through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shadow. But yeah, you know, like I said, like we're in the latter days, so there shall be earthquakes and pestilence, and there's gonna be uproars in the people. All right, and I got a few articles I want to go into real quick, and wars. You know, don't forget about that. You know, we'll talk about this a little willing. I'll get around to that, but I got this article right here. It says from the People's Voice TV. It says WEF, who that, and globalist elites will discuss deadly disease X at upcoming summit. And that summit is what's today? The 13th, 14th. So yeah, that summit is tomorrow. All right, but they're gonna discuss this deadly, you know, thing, this disease that's coming up. All right, and this may bring another lockdown, man. All right, so we're gonna read through this article. All right, and I got another one. We're gonna read that. Well, we're gonna get a article on it, Lord willing. But it says the World Economic Forum, the World Health Organization, along with the globalist elites, will be gathering to discuss disease X at the upcoming summit in Davos. It says, headed by Klaus Schwab, the WEF is conveying world leaders to brace for an imminent threat, which has been dubbed Disease X. The term Disease X is the term used by the who dat, to represent a hypothetical unknown pathogen that that could cause a serious international epidemic. It says WEF have already predicted that this disease will lead to a pandemic 20 times more deadly than, you see it highlighted, the 19. All right, so this could be 20 times more deadly than the 19. All right, so they telling you what they ready to do, man. They're gonna bring lockdowns again. All right, and it's gonna be like the last ones in 2020, when they, you know, business had to shut down. You know, there was no school, you know, everything. But this time it's gonna be worse. You know, once them, because it was shutdowns, but some business opened back up. But this time it's gonna be shutdowns, and nobody's gonna be open. There's gonna be lockdowns, and nobody's gonna open back up. It's gonna be your business, your small businesses, and your businesses are gonna go out of business. It says TGP reports, according to the WEF's official statement, the looming threat of disease X has been cast into the spotlight by none other than the WHO that, all right, the World Health Organization. And you got an excerpt right here, I guess. It says preparing for disease X, you know. And I put the link in the description. You can read it on your own. But we're gonna read the rest of this. It says it can be recalled, World Health Organization Director General Dr. Tedros Adhanom, you see his name, I don't know how to pronounce that, issued a warning just weeks after the WHO officially ended the global health emergency related to COVID-19, that the planet must be prepared for a disease deadlier than that 19. All right, then the 19. All right, so they're preparing for a disease deadlier than this. All right. So like it says, the upcoming summit is scheduled for January 17th in Davos, Switzerland. The guest speakers include Tedros Adhanom. He's a director general of WHO that. Shyam Bishan, Roy Jacobs, Preetha Reddy, Nasia, Nasia Lama, Mike, Slage, y'all, bear with me. Mikhail, Damery, and Jamil Edmond, Ander Lenny. It says these elites are likely to consider measures that could include restrictions on free speech to push their propaganda and their vaccination strategies, vaccination strategies, like what they did for COVID-19. And surprisingly, so-called experts are now working on a vaccine for a virus that doesn't exist yet. All right. It says, and they got another article right here. Disease X scientists start working on vaccine. The jump shot for deadly new pandemic. All right, and it's already out. So hey, if they take the video down, they take it down. We just gonna do another one through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It says the BBC reported that the UK Health Security Agency is scanning the horizon for threats and starting work on jump shots just in case. So they're already working on things, Slaki, let me slow down. A little bit excited. We are, because we're at exciting times, man. So Salakia. But yeah, they're already working on jump shots, So hey, they gonna, whatever this disease is, they need to speed it up. All right, because it says pestilence is gonna come, It says critics are raising concerns, suggesting that the move to work on a jump shot for disease X smacks of a script where the jump shot dictates the emergence of the virus rather than the other way around. All right, and they got a little video. It says they are literally working on a jump shot for a virus that doesn't exist yet. They call it disease X because nobody knows what it is yet. Can't make this crap up. Let's watch it.
In some of the most secure labs in the country, scientists are already preparing for the next pandemic. It's just called Disease X for...
Let me replay that. All right, so listen. All right, they're already making jump shots for this thing. They don't even know what it is yet. So basically they telling you what's coming, man. All right, hold on, let me make this. All right. So they already preparing you for what's to come. They already making jump shots for it. So that's why let's listen to it.
In some of the most secure labs in the country, scientists are already preparing for the next pandemic. It's just called Disease X for now because nobody knows for sure which virus will cause it. But at its Porton Down complex, the UK Health Security Agency is scanning the horizon for threats and starting work on vaccines just in case.
What we're seeing is a rising risk globally. Now, some of that is because of things like urbanisation, where you may get species jumping, so virus jumping from, as we've seen with bird flu, into humans. Some of it is because of climate change, so this is a growing risk agenda, but then it's one that we can use our science actively to prevent human impact.
It took a little under a year to develop the COVID jab. The target for a vaccine in the next pandemic is just 100 days. Bird flu, monkeypox and other animal viruses capable of infecting humans are being closely monitored.
One early success is a potential vaccine against Crimean Congo hemorrhagic fever. It's spread by ticks with a fatality rate of around 30%. It's found in Europe and it's moving north with climate change. That's why they're trying to get ahead, and clinical trials are already underway.
We've got another dead bird, not quite sure what that is.
But it is bird flu that currently tops the list of threats. Tens of thousands of seabirds have died this summer. There have been 4 human cases in the UK too, all worked in close contact with birds.
And so like, yeah, I didn't even know the UK had beaches. You know, that has nothing to do with the video, but that was surprising to me. But let's get back.
And all are well. But the National Trust, which looks after long stretches of the coast, is urging people to be cautious.
I think people are aware of bird flu and they're aware that there's dead birds that are being washed up. We're asking people not to go anywhere near the birds, and especially if they've got dogs, to keep the dogs on leads as well.
The bird flu virus has mutated and spread between some mammals, but the UK Health Security Agency says the risk to humans is still thought to be low. Thomas Moore, Sky News in Pembrokeshire.
All right, so that's the end of that. All right, so they're preparing for this thing, man. Let's continue. It says former Assistant Secretary of the Treasury, Monica Crowley, wrote, just in time for the election, a new contagion to allow them to implement for new who that treaty, lock down again, restrict free speech, and destroy more freedoms. Sound far-fetched? So did what happened in 2020. When your enemies tell you what they're planning, and what they're planning for, believe them and get ready. Right? You know, they're planning for another, epidemic to come, and they're already doing it by making jump shots. Don't even know what it is yet. You know. It says public figure, author, physician, scientist Dr. Peter McCullough wrote, Disease X is a concept to create a pathogen, virus, bacteria, etc. in order to generate highly profitable government purchases, jump shots, which are administered to the whole world over and over again. The business plan of Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Interventions, CEPI, jump shots, formed by WEF and Gates Foundation. All right. So this is who's behind this. All right. Your wicked elite. All right. Kill Gates. You know. So let's get some scripture real quick. Oh. Sorry. Bear with me real quick. I had to move somewhere. All right. Let's get what I have. Matthew 24:7. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. Let's look at that word pestilence. Excuse me. It says the Greek word is lomos or loimos. It says pestilence, a pestilent fellow, pest, plague. Plague, literally, the disease, right down here. All right, or figuratively, pestilence. So it's a literal disease. All right, epidemic. Let's see what they say in the GNT. Not GNT, NLT. It says, nation will go to war against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in many parts of the world. So you leave that out. You know, you got to include it. HNV, it says, for nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And there will be famines, plagues, and earthquakes in various places, man. All right, so there's going to be plagues everywhere. Throughout the whole world, really. All right, let's get second address. Matter of fact, I'm going to save that one. This is Luke 21:10. It says, then he said unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines and pestilences, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. All right, so it'll be earthquakes and great earthquakes in divers places. We've been seeing that. One in Japan. You know, it was a couple in there was one in Japan, a couple in Japan actually. It was one in California. You know, a few in DC, one in New York. You know, small ones. All right, but still, you know, earthquakes in all over. You know, I believe one of the elders, I think it was Elder Yashawamba, he researched how many earthquakes had been in 2024, and it was over 100. We're only, what, 2 weeks in, 14 days. All right, let's get now. I put that Lil Willing. I put that in the link, and don't forget wars as well. Now you got U.S. and Iran going at it. All right, you had the U.S. strike back on the rebel on the Houthis or Houthis. I so like if I'm pronouncing that wrong. All right, now I want this real quick. The thing going on in Ecuador. It says this is all Ecuador's prison staff held hostage by inmates now free. So there was something going on in Ecuador. It says we are at war. Ecuador's president vows to crack down on gangs behind week of violence. So it was a bunch of violence going on, man. Let's read a little bit of this. It says we are at war. Ecuador's president vows to crack down on gangs behind week of violence. It says Ecuador's president Daniel Noboa has denied that his government is embarking on an indiscriminate campaign to hunt down and kill gang members as the South American country continues to reel from a week of chaos and deadly violence that he has classified as a war. In his first interview since the turmoil began last Monday, Ecuador's 36-year-old leader said he was determined to stop his country becoming a narco state, and believed the only way to do so was with a hardline crackdown on the organized crime groups bringing terror to its prison system and streets. Long considered one of South America's most peaceful countries, Ecuador has seen its murder rates rocket in the past 5 years, with a record of 7,878 killings last year as Mexican cartels and foreign mafia groups set up camp in what has become a key drug trafficking route. All right. So it was a week of violence going in that war. Things have been going on in the world, man. All right, and whatever's happened down there is definitely gonna come up to America, Babylon the Great. All right, let's get second address 9. I'm gonna start at the top. It says he answered me then and said, "Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time, wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning." All right, and I want to go back to that other article real quick. It says something I wanted to touch on. Down at the bottom, right here, it says former Assistant Secretary of the Treasury Monica Crowley wrote just in time for the election a new contagion to allow them to implement a new WHO treaty, lock down again, restrict free speech, and destroy more freedoms. It says, I want to touch on the restrict free speech, right? Let's get because that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna crack down on so-called conspiracy theorists, right? And eventually gonna bring that's gonna bring the famine of the word. This is Amos 8 and 11. It says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power. Thou will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord." All right, and that's what's coming. They could, the Lord can put the spirit on these people to bring a cyber attack, a grid attack. It's gonna be a blackout. All right, so these things are coming, man. So we got to measure the time diligently in itself, and continue to watch and pray. And Lord willing, we of the elect. All right. So I just want to bring that out real quick. All right. Like I said, I'll redo the other video, because you can't really hear anything. So Lord, when I get around that, but until then, this Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Chakwadash. Double honors, the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. To the next video, Shalom.